Good morning. So day 3 is underway, and it started how yesterday's ended with some absolutely gorgeous little forest scenery. Had 2 climbs already today, whether I'm on the second now. Yeah, proper climbs, a couple of kilometers, nothing too steep, 6 or 7%, but nice little opener for the day. Relatively good night's sleep at Chateau de la Tour. Quite a funny little place. Ended up being considerably more expensive than I had hoped to be spending on this trip, but not really many choices where I was. Right, so we are about 3 and a bit hours in. What does it say on the Wahoo? No, just under 3 hours in. I've stopped at a little bakery. I've got basically a sausage roll with, I think, pate in, an almond croissant, and filling up the water bottles. I'm going to try and stop for my main lunch a little bit later today. Been a bit early yesterday, maybe afternoon a bit of a drag, but it's going well. Not quite as stunning as yesterday scenery wise. It's been mainly kind of rolling hills, farmland, that kind of thing. So this is the Moselle River, which I've basically been following for about the past 2 hours on really lovely bike path. A bike path that I had actually tried to avoid. I'm basically allergic to bike paths based on the UK bike paths being shit. But they're like little motorways, so it was just zipping along, really nice speed. Hey, bonjour. Lots of cyclists on these paths, and with good reason. So yeah, pretty nice.
Hello, it's Sam from the future here, or the past, or the present actually, depending on how you look at it. Basically, not very much happened on this day, other than the fact that it was really long. It was a bit of a drag, and as a result, I didn't do much filming, and nothing much happened anyway, and if it did, I didn't catch it on film. So I'm going to kind of keep this day short and hopefully speed us along to day 4. A couple of highlights from this day. Met some absolute nutters in Nancy, didn't capture it on film, but one of them tried to steal my bike and one of them wanted to sing with me. Should have filmed it, would have been good. Other thing, I got carbohydrate powder all in my nose and in my eyes. It was horrible, didn't capture it on film, wouldn't recommend. Finally, rushed back to Gerardmers, where I was trying to get to watch the England-Slovenia game. Again, not much happened in that either. It was a load of shit and a waste of time. See you tomorrow.
Morning. It is the start of day 4. I didn't really do a check-in video at the end of day 3 yesterday. I had an incredibly kind of frantic run around town trying to find somewhere to show the England game. Don't know why I bothered. Bit of a waste of time, but hey ho. Got a big day ahead of me, another one. 190k today, so under 200 for the first time in a couple of days. But we've got some proper climbs. As you can see, we're now into the mountains. So this is the Vosges mountain range. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, but correct me if I'm wrong. So we've got Ballon d'Alsace is the major climb of the day, I believe, and a few more sprinkled in. The weather's been incredible so far. It's looking nice this morning. as you can see, but I believe, or there are forecasts to be thunderstorms, so a little bit of jeopardy there, so that'll be fun. Bit windy yesterday, but still very pleasant, so wish me luck. I'm going to try and crack on as much as possible. My nice Airbnb host allowed me to take a big baguette to have for lunch, so I'm going to try and power through and do what I can to miss the rain. Just at the bottom of the Ballon d'Alsace. I was originally planning on just kind of smashing it out and going straight up, but I think it's time for a little coffee refuel because it's 10k at 6%, so probably wise. That's the morning of day 4 done. Really lovely morning through the Vosges Mountains. Did the Ballon d'Alsace, which all went according to plan. There was lightning and rain forecast for that area, but definitely managed to dodge that, which is great. Looking clear currently, but yeah, still storm clouds ahead, but fingers crossed we can just dodge our way through. Great descent, really enjoyed that. Having a little jambon beurre baguette, tip top. Overall, have a great time. Miles are absolutely ticking away, albeit slower. Well, the hours are ticking away rather than the miles. It's just so much more enjoyable to be climbing, descending. It breaks up the day because you're on the climb, you're kind of working your way through that. But then on the descent, you just fly down and you're having so much fun compared to, you know, as nice as it is going through rolling fields and stuff like that, it gets a bit samey and can get a little bit dull. 77k in for the day. Probably the next 30 or so will similarly fly by as it's generally downhill. And then we're halfway, albeit with a few climbs left to do, but party on, Wayne. Well, it's looking like that dodgy weather might be coming in. It's temperature's dropped. It suddenly got all windy too. I've had to get the gilet out, so it's a bit nerve-wracking, especially as I've got some climbing and descending to do. According to the radar, by the time I get there, it should have blown itself out. Is what I'm hoping. But we will see. No doubt cut to me freezing cold in the pissing rain in a moment. Yep, it's raining. It's raining. Not too bad. It stays like this No complaints really. Had to happen eventually. Just hope it doesn't start chucking it down, which it might. So after a great many hours, I've made it to the Airbnb. I've basically got to defuse a bomb in order to get in. Good morning and welcome to Lake Neuchatel with my friend the Seagull. I didn't do a wrap-up video for yesterday's trip, or yesterday's leg of the route, because I was living in fear. Had a very anally retentive Airbnb host with a very long list of instructions on what to do. One of the things he said not to do was bring my bike up into the room, but the place that he had for me to store it was publicly accessible, and it was a non-negotiable for me, so I snuck it up. Fortunately, he wasn't actually there to my knowledge. I think he may have come in later, but I just kind of shut myself in my room and kept very quiet. I've also got out incredibly early this morning, just no bad thing. Get to see Mr. Seagull. Hey. Anyway, really nice day yesterday. It was long. It wasn't as long as the other days, but over 3,000 meters of climbing. Really nice climb in the morning, Grande Alpes, then a few at the end of the day. Did kind of really earn my stripes with some slogging in the rain for a couple of hours. Excuse me. Thank you. Yeah, feeling really good. Today we're basically following this lake, going around it, and then heading over to another lake, Lake Geneva. Lac Lemon, I believe it's called by other people. Nice chill day, and then I meet JG, the other character in our play. Here are some others. Oh, there's lots of little birdies. Oh, this lady too. Sick bike, bro. Anyway, toodaloo. We're 50k into today's transition stage slash rest day, taking it really nice and easy. It's not very long, no need to rush. We're approaching probably about 15 kilometers away from Lausanne and getting to Lake Geneva, where we'll be cycling around all day. I thought it was going to be the second lake that I'd cycle around today, as it looked like the route was taking me around Lake Neuchatel. I was expecting like a really lovely little perimeter path type thing, but instead, bonjour, instead it was yeah, basically like a, I don't know, like an A road taking me around the outside. Admittedly, it was quite smooth, decent bike path and not too busy, so I did manage to make good time with minimal effort. But yeah, bit of a disappointment. But we're here now, and You probably won't be able to see it if I film it, but the Alps have just come into view, which really, I mean, I said that, I mean, it could be because it is a little bit chilly today. It sent shivers up me in a good way, because yeah, we made it. Part one's pretty much over. Crazy.
Are you ready to crush it?
Christ. Both myself and John have run out of water.